What is going on, everyone? Why don't we take a look at the reasons you should move to the Old Town? Boston, Mass. Yep, that's another one of the many nicknames Boston carries. Back in the day, this is what people called Boston. People used to refer to the Red Sox actually as the Old Town team. Boston was settled in 1630 and wasn't incorporated till almost 200 years later on March 4th, 1822. Boston was named after the town of Boston in Lincolnshire, England. It's about 100 miles north of London. Boston, as far as tourism goes, is a mecca for American history junkies. The city has enough history to keep you sightseeing for weeks. The Old State House, which is the site of the Boston Massacre, in case you don't know, that's where British troops fired on a crowd of unarmed civilians. You can go to Paul Revere's house, the Old North Church, where the two lanterns were hung in the steeple to warn us that the British were approaching by sea. You can also see the USS Constitution. That's the oldest commissioned naval vessel afloat. And I assure you, that's just the tip of the iceberg of this historic city. Maybe Old Town is the place for you. If you're thinking about it, maybe you should watch my top 10 reasons to move to Boston, Massachusetts. Number 10. Candlepin bowling. In 1880, candlepin bowling was invented in Boston. This bowling style is similar to the 10-pin bowling that most of us are used to growing up in America. However, candlepin bowling pins are almost completely straight. It's almost like someone stacked 4 Pepsi cans on top of each other. So they're kind of weird. And the balls are much smaller and lighter than normal bowling balls. So you can't call the Candlepin bowling alley and ask them if they have 10-pound balls. Like the old thing, that old prank call. Because they don't. They'll just tell you no and hang up. There goes a poorly thought out prank. Anyway, I've done this a few times, and it is surprisingly a lot of fun. And yes, like regular bowling, beer plays a major part of Candlepin bowling. So it's a win-win. Number 9. Foodies. Yes, I hate the word foodies, and I've said this before. But we gotta talk about it. Boston probably isn't really known for having a food scene. I mean, Boston is often referred to as Bean Town mainly because the residents love beans. Really, early residents enjoyed baked beans cooked in molasses. Now, that meal's a real Boston delicacy. I don't get it, but they love it. When it comes to seafood, they have some of the best in the country. When it comes to pizza, they have solid entries in that category as well. I did a video on Philadelphia and I talked about the pizza and how bad it was. I mean, New York and Chicago are known for their pizza. For good reason. I was just in Chicago, had some serious pizza. Philadelphia is not known for their pizza, and that's also for good reason. Boston, however, is. They have great pizza places. My favorite is Gran Gusto and Bianchi's Pizza on, Revere Beach, I think it is. Oh my god, some of the best pizza I've ever had. In general, besides the tourism, as far as history goes, there's plenty good things to eat in Boston. Number 8. Seasons. Yes, Boston gets them. All of them. Not just one for 9 months and the other 3 get a month apiece, like in Los Angeles. They get all of them. That's something special about being town. Boston gets to experience all 4 seasons in the proper amount of time each year. During the fall, the leaves will change, it will snow in winter, you'll get allergies in spring, and you'll go fishing and swimming in the summer, the way it's supposed to be. If you don't believe me, check all those Norman Rockwell paintings. Number 7. It's family friendly. Not only is there a lot of entertainment for adults in the city, Niche.com gives Boston a B+ for families. They also have them ranked as number 8th in the country for millennials. Millennials are having kids right now and destroying the old economy as we speak. I'll explain that one at the end of the video. There's a ton of things to see in Boston, including the Boston Children's Museum. There are the Swan boats, the duck tours, and the Skywalk Observatory. A lot of things for kids to do in Boston. And they have pretty decent schools for the most part also. Number 6. It's great for millennials. Like I said, millennials are migrating to Boston. Boston has 3 things young adults are looking for: jobs, a nightlife, and outdoor activities. And before you say it, we know you're a millennial and you hate nightlife and you never go outside. You are what we call an oddity. You don't do any of those things because you're 27, you live in your parents' basement rent-free with dreams of becoming a Fortnite superstar. Stop typing. You're going to be a virgin till you're 40. But if you're an average millennial, Boston is a great place to live. There's a lot of people just like you moving to Boston. Number 5. Jobs. Boston is one of our major cities that has a great job market. As of the end of 2017, they were at about 3.4%, while the national average sat at 4.5% unemployment. Those are some good numbers. And those numbers look to be lower for 2018 by as much as 1%. And to top that off, the average income in Boston is about $14,000 more than the national average. And I know what you're saying right now. Good jobs, good food, Candlepin bowling. What's not to love, right? Number 4, a very walkable city. In Beantown, everybody walks. Boston is an extremely walkable city. In the 2012 census, the Bureau reported that 17% of the residents walk to work. That's the most out of any other city in the US, and that's probably why this is one of the best cities in the country for Nike sales. And yes, I know, you hate Nike, and you burned your pair you bought at Walmart for $35. Stop typing. The good news is, they probably wanted you to burn that pair. You just gave them more attention. Number 3, public transit. Let's say you live a little too far from work to walk. Good news. Boston has an amazing public transportation system. It is always someplace in some top 10 list about great public transportation, just like Portland, Oregon, actually. That is one of my favorite things about both these cities, public transportation. They are also 2 cities known for having great beer, so I'm sure that's cutting down on the drunk driving as well. The city offers a great bus system, there's a solid light rail system, streetcars, a subway. This also saves on car payments and auto insurance, obviously, so it's a big deal to have a good public transit system in a city like Boston. Number 2, schools. Boston focuses a lot on education. The Boston metro area has been ranked as one of the highest educated towns in America over and over. And it's no wonder. Within the city, there are many colleges and universities, including Harvard University, Berklee College of Music, Boston College, MIT, and Boston University. This is a place to get a higher education. And number 1. The Red Sox. That's right, the number 1 on this list is a sports team. One of the greatest things about living in Boston is the Red Sox, and to be fair, all of their teams are great. If not now, wait a year or two. One thing you almost can't beat in this country is the fans of these teams. Some of the most die-hard fans in all the sports live in Boston, or at least follow Boston. Pick a sport, pick a game, go. You will see what I'm talking about. See some Bruins hockey, go watch an NBA game and watch the Celtics. Right now, as I record this video, the Red Sox are in the World Series against where I grew up, the LA Dodgers. I'm kind of conflicted. I love the Dodgers. I also love the Red Sox, so I don't know how to feel. It's weird. Anyway, catch a game someday, you'll thank me, because it is really one of the best things about living in Boston. Alright, so that's my top 10 reasons to move to Boston, Massachusetts. I hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to hit a button, a link, subscribe, whatever you want. Leave me a comment, tell me what you thought. Alright, thanks for watching until the end. Like I said, I explained to you why I think millennials are killing the old economy. Well, there's a lot of studies that say they are. The old industries like the auto industries, casual dining like Applebee's and Buffalo Wings, places like that, those places are dying out because millennials just don't need to go there. And a lot of it stems from not watching television. In past generations, we all watched television and we were force-fed commercials that told us what clothes to wear, where to eat, what to listen to, what to watch. Millennials aren't watching television, so they're not getting that same treatment we got. Sure, there's advertising on the internet, but not as much, and it's not the same way. It's not like it was that force-fed, almost subliminal messages where it just stuck in your brain and you needed to get the latest jeans, you needed to get this type of beer, whatever, that type of car. They don't get that, and they're seeing through all those things. A lot of industries are scrambling to stay afloat. Like I said, Applebee's, Buffalo Wild Wings, casual dining places, they're falling by the wayside fast. That's one of the biggest industries that's hurting right now. Fast food, you notice not a lot of millennials go to McDonald's, Burger King, things like that. And that's for health concerns. They know the health risks of eating at places like that. Mass-produced beers, they're not going for it. The Budweiser's, Miller, Coors, they're kind of slowly fading away. I mean, they're still big, but not like they used to be. The cable industries are struggling. The auto industry is doing everything they can to get millennials in cars. Millennials are starting to use more and more mass transit because they don't want to buy a car that's expensive. They don't want to pay insurance that's expensive. They'd rather spend their money on other things. you know, like their college loan. But I've been reading a lot on it, and I'm thinking about doing another video. That's probably the first one on my other channel. Hope you guys, you know, are still sticking around for that. I know it's been forever since I was supposed to have it up, but that's coming soon. But once again, thanks for sticking around till right now. Everybody have a great day. Be nice to each other.